All right, well, I think we'll go ahead and get started here today. It is 4:01, so I think we'll go ahead and start our workshop. I'm actually going to put something in the chat really quick here. It's a link to a Google Drive that has both these slides as well as some additional resources for you. As we begin navigating these business databases, I'm going to refer to a lot of links, and all of those links are located in that Google Doc. So feel free to explore that before, after, whenever, and for attending. If I haven't met you already, my name is Camille Abdel-Jawad. I am our instruction and outreach librarian here at Park University. And I am so excited to be here with all of our business faculty, staff, students, all of you, to really talk about our business databases. I think that there is, a learning curve that comes with using some of these databases and some of these resources that isn't super explicit. You may have done research before on our databases, on Pirate Search, on other things, and be able to find articles. But when you step into these business databases, it can often be more of a challenge because there's different nuances and features that we'll want to make sure we're going with. So as we begin today, just so you know, this presentation is being recorded and it'll be sent out to all participants, whether you've registered, anyone who's watching this back later, hello, we're glad to have you. And this way you can refer back to it as well. And again, those slides and handouts are all in that Google Drive folder. So today we're going to be talking a little bit about business databases that you can help you as you do your research, or as you help students do research, or even as you're developing your courses. We're going to walk through those together with some examples. I'm going to provide some resources that are going to help you, as well as answer any questions that you have as we get started here. So why are we talking about our business databases, and why are they different or special when it comes to the whole array of databases that we have for all the different disciplines and classes we have here at Park? So I'm going to kind of start us off with a business database Zoom poll. I'm going to launch that. So feel free to answer. There's just 2 questions. And I want to know, which databases have you used before personally, or are you familiar with? This could be Business Source Complete, Business Insights Global, ABI Inform, Pirate Search, or maybe you've used one and you're not quite sure which one it is. Either any of those is great. And then please, if you could, rate your satisfaction with those databases. Do you feel like you're getting really good results? You're able to find what you need, or are you kind of frustrated? You're not able to find what you need. You're not quite sure how to direct students to the resources we already have, etc. So I'm going to give you guys just a few minutes to kind of respond via that Zoom poll. Awesome. So this is great. A lot of you are saying that you've used ABI Inform and Pirate Search, but no one, it seems, that's on the call currently has used Business Source Complete or Business Insights Global, which I'm going to give you a little spoiler to our presentation, are the best databases. You guys are going to be so amazed by what it can do and how easy it is. And then it looks like you guys are pretty satisfied with what you're finding in there, but I cannot wait to show you all the things that you can do with these specialized databases. It does look like we have a question. If you want to unmute or put in the chat your question, Tatiana, that'd be great.
Actually, a quick question.
Yeah.
It's recorded, then you will email us the recording link.
Yes.
And maybe you will talk about that, because I teach in computer science and information systems. And I have really hard time getting something up to date and instructionally useful for my students for those computer classes.
Yeah, absolutely. I will email this out to all of you. You'll get an email tomorrow with the link to all the resources as well as the recording. And then Tatiana, my contact information is actually going to be at the end of this presentation, as well as on those resources. Why don't you email me and we can get together on different resources we can connect you with for those computer science classes.
Okay,
Perfect.
Thank you.
Great. Okay. So thanks to everyone for, participating in that business database Zoom poll with me. I'm really curious to see what you guys are going to think about Business Source Complete and Business Insights Global. So, our databases, like I kind of alluded to at the beginning, are a little bit different in their functionality and the reason that we want to utilize them. A lot of people, if you have a background in humanities, or, if we think about our students, the traditional Parkville student, or, any student, they probably have done research in a composition 1 or 2 class. They may have done a little bit here and there in maybe like public speaking or any kind of introductory class, but those classes often require peer-reviewed sources, like things you would find on Pirate Search or a traditional EBSCO database. But when we move into these business classes, when we move into classes that really kind of talk about, case studies and industry profiles and company data, we're looking for kind of a different kind of information here, right? That kind of information isn't easily findable on Pirate Search. Yes, Pirate Search looks through all of our databases, but when we go to our specialized business databases, we're able to find that information much more efficiently and quickly. So we're going to kind of talk through today, how do we find, different kinds of information in Business Source Complete and Business Insights Global. So before we jump into those and kind of walk through them, I want to kind of go through what's the difference between these two databases, as well as what's the difference between these and some of the other databases we have. So Business Source Complete is a really excellent database to refer your students to, or for you to use if you're looking for peer-reviewed articles. This is probably our top business database for peer-reviewed articles, although a lot of our other ones do have some here and there. This could include, if I'm looking for something about marketing and social media, or if I'm looking for, how influencers affect social media marketing or something like that, a topic where you would need peer-reviewed articles, Business Source Complete is your database for that. They also have some SWOT analysis and industry reports, which I'll show you in just a minute. However, Business Insights Global is really kind of different from that, where Business Source Complete is that sort of theoretical peer-reviewed articles. Business Insights Global looks really at, company profiles, industry information, SWOT analysis, all of that. And make sure, you think about what are the differences between these two, and which information need do I have, and which database will meet my information need. So we're going to go ahead and walk through these databases. I'm going to start at our library business and management guide. So the way that you can find this, if you're a student and you are in a business class on Canvas, if you go to your Canvas course and you go to that left-hand side where it has assignments, quizzes, modules, your grades, all of those tabs, you'll see a library tab. And if you click on that while you're in one of your business or management classes, it's going to link you to this page specifically. If you are a faculty, you can do the same thing. Or if you just want to find this from our library homepage, you can go to library.edu, go down to library guides. And then from here, we'll go down to business and management and that very first link. This is going to be a specialized guide, which we'll talk a little bit more about later. That is here for you as you complete your business and management research for your business management classes. And as I scroll down, you'll see that we have two top research tools, and we've kind of highlighted these here: Business Source Complete, Business Insights Global. We have a lot more if you keep scrolling down, including ABI Inform, Nexus Uni, Sage Business Cases. We don't have time within our 30 minutes today to kind of talk through all of these, but feel free to explore these as well. So Business Source Complete, let's start with this one. When we think about Business Source Complete, again, remember, this is the database that we're going to find peer-reviewed articles, that we're going to find more kind of theoretical sources, peer-reviewed, some SWOT analysis and things like that. So it can function really similar to our traditional EBSCO databases. If we wanted to do social media and marketing, it'll kind of push us through to, again, that traditional EBSCO database. You can find all kinds of different sources. It looks like we have 23,000. On this left-hand side, you could limit to peer-reviewed, and you'd be able to see all of the different articles, peer-reviewed articles that you can find for that traditional research. However, there's also some more functionality within Business Source Complete. If we actually go into the advanced search here, and we erase social media and marketing, you'll see that in the advanced search, you can actually kind of scroll down and look at all the functionality that's kind of hidden within this advanced search. So if you go down to publication type, that's about halfway down the page, you'll see that, you know, if you keep scrolling down, you can find things like industry profile. If we select that publication type, and then we go back up to the top to kind of, you know, do a search, we could search for specific industries for that. Another cool thing that we can do is by searching in the search box, we can actually select a field. What this is doing is it's telling our database which field we're looking for a source in. And we can even search by ticker symbol, right? So if you know the ticker symbol of the industry or the company that you're looking for, I'm going to use Apple as an example. You can actually search right away for that ticker symbol, and it will kind of pull up a different array of articles or resources that are related to that ticker symbol or that talk about that ticker symbol. And you can see here, there's some periodicals, but if you scroll down, we have the Apple Incorporated SWOT analysis. So if your students need to do a SWOT analysis, they can do that just by finding this right in here. And then if they go to PDF full text, again, they will see that whole SWOT analysis, the whole company profile about Apple here. This includes, you know, key facts in a SWOT analysis. If we go down, you know, strengths, R&D, distribution channels, weakness, lawsuits, etc. So we can kind of see all of that. This is a really, really beneficial thing that I think a lot of students don't even realize. So if we as instructors can push this out and say, hey, you know, this is a resource that is available to you to support you, that would be really helpful for your students, as well as for you. You know, if you're wanting to do an example in class, you can find these relatively easily once we kind of learn what these databases are for. Again, this is a industry profile, online retail, and then we also get into some different periodicals about, again, that ticker symbol APL for Apple. So this is what we can utilize Business Source Complete for. There's other functionality that you can explore within that advanced search. Again, we could go down, we could do by publication type, we could do case studies, we could do, like I said, industry profiles, gray literature, things like that. And then again, if you want to go down and do the ticker symbol down here, the industry code, if you know that, that is a really great way to find that information. But if you think that's cool, hold on to your horses, because we're going to go back to our business and management library guide here, and we're going to go into Business Insights Global. And this thing is going to blow your mind, because there are such great insights that you can find within this database. So for an example today, again, all I did here was go from our Business and Management Library Guide. I clicked on Business Insights Global. And this is kind of the home page. You don't have to worry about advanced search. You don't have to worry about anything kind of finicky. All you have to do here is enter in the company or ticker symbol that you would like to search for. So I'm going to use Apple again here. And you can do by article, company, country, industry, etc. But I'm just going to do Apple. And we're going to press search. And as you can see, it pulls up Apple Incorporated. And you'll see here, we have such great key stats that we can incorporate into our papers, into our research, into our classes, etc. It has everything from net revenue, employees, sales per employee, etc., to other things like companies with similar revenue or industries. So if we wanted to compare, you know, Apple Inc. to Vitron Group Company, we can actually go right here where it says companies with similar revenue, and we can compare the revenue by clicking on this button. And it's actually going to pull up a graph like this of the different kinds of companies and where Apple's competitors are by revenue. You can actually search the different metrics as well. But if we look through here, you know, we see Apple is this blue dotted line. And if you see, you know, they've been making a pretty steady revenue until we get to 2009. Do you guys know what happened in 2009 or around there? You can unmute if you do. I would be really impressed.
probably when the .com exploded. Was right
Actually,
around 2000.
yeah, when the Apple iPhone was released, you can kind of see a departure from that steady line to this huge increase because the Apple iPhone was such a huge success. And you can really just map out and see how Apple's revenue has exponentially exploded, especially in comparison to like HP, which, you know, when we think about Apple, when we think about Mac computers versus HP computers, things like that, you can kind of see that they've fallen compared to Apple's industry revenue. So it's really cool to be able to see this chart automatically populated for us so we can compare and contrast these. We can also do different metrics here. We could do employees over time. We could do location. And you could also add or remove companies. So if this is too much overload and we don't want to see all of these, we just want to see like maybe HP and Apple, we can remove these by kind of clicking on these red dashes. And it will remove all of the different or companies' data except for the two we want to compare or the three we want to compare. And this is a really helpful way for us to think about revenue, ways to think about companies and industries. We could also see this in a table form if we wanted to see it that way instead. And, you know, if you're doing research like this, you can actually download either the chart or the table by using this export or print button. So you already have this chart made for you. This is a really, really key thing that our database can do. And all it took was a few clicks, which is awesome. If we go back here, back, we can also do this with industry. So technically, Apple is labeled under the industry of electronic computer manufacturing because that's how they originated. But if we wanted to compare industries here, we could compare that with other similar industries. And again, we can do the chart, we can do the table, we can add and remove, we can change revenue to employees or sales, etc. And that's a really powerful feature. All right, so if we continue on past these kind of preliminary statistics here, we can go down to the business description, to the company type, all kinds of information like that. If we go to company information, this left-hand tab over here, you can also see different resources here. So we can look at, you know, financials. It has a complete table of the income statement. You can look at their balance sheet. This is really a great way to kind of look at the different companies and compare them as well. You can do all kinds of different filters. You could also, example, compare to major competitors. And if we click that, it'll kind of pull our major competitors. It has pulled Siemens, AG, HP, etc. Or if you wanted to compare to a specific company, maybe you wanted to compare like Apple and the Samsung company that makes the Samsung phones. You could compare specific companies by entering in their ticker symbols. So this is a great way to compare and contrast companies, as well as, you know, pull that information for your research, for your students, for class examples and demos and all kinds of things like that. You can also export this the same way we could export those charts and tables in the previous view as well. Another great thing that we can do is think about SWOT reports. So again, we were able to do some SWOT analysis in the previous database, but this one has it as well. If we go into the SWOT analysis page, this one is through global data, and we're able to kind of look at the different strengths and weaknesses, opportunities and threats, as well as some just key ratios and data that this company, Global Data, is pulling for Apple here, which is a great help to us. So we'll go back. The final thing I wanted to show you guys is there's also other things like magazines, rankings, news, etc. That will help you as you are kind of compiling information. We're also able to find different brief articles. We could filter, again, this kind of mirrors our traditional research. Smartphones, we could filter by computer industry or other things like that. And these are really going to just be either articles from newspapers or brief articles that will help us to contextualize this company or organization or industry, et cetera, with other things. And especially like when we think about historical data, like this one's from 2009. So it might be interesting to see, you know, okay, we know that there was a huge boom in Apple in 2009. You know, why is that? So how can we learn about that? What news articles exist for that? So when we go back here, again, there's so much more that we can explore, like case studies. This is a great one. You can check out different case studies or information about, you know, Steve Jobs and Apple Inc., etc. You can just really find a lot of good information about these industries or these companies, as well as that specific granular data like employees, revenue, cost analysis, all of that. You can also learn about their history, chronologic data. The other really cool thing in this company information tab is brands. So if you needed to know, okay, what kind of brands are associated with this company, you can see this. So like AirPods, AirPlay, AirMac, all of these things are brands or registered trademarks to Apple, which might be something you would want to know as you think about this company in general. Again, a very, very powerful database that has such great information that we don't always think about, or that we might not know how to find and have to compile ourselves or try and find through Google or other things like that. One thing to know about Business Insights Global is they generally have to be public institutions or public companies. If they're a private organization or a private company, there might not be as robust information available on Business Global Insights, but there are other ways to find that information. So if you are coming across an organization that's not on Business Insights Global, feel free to reach out to us at the library and we can assist with finding information about that. It just won't be as nice and neat on these on this database here. Okay, so that's kind of what I wanted to show you guys. That's kind of an overview. If you kind of take a look at these, at these different drop-down menus here, you can also find information, the same kind of information that we found through searching through Apple under these. So if we go to companies, we go to SWOT reports, again, it's the exact same thing. It's just going to give you a list rather than specified for Apple. You could search within this. So you could search for Apple here, or if you just, wanted to take a gander at what was available or what was out there, you could take a look. Oh, I want 7-Eleven, and then find it through here as well. Again, remembering that these need to be public companies, and any private data might not be represented here. Another great thing to keep in mind is the industry data. You can look at all industries. If it's easier to go in through these menu options, that's available as well. All right, so I'm going to head back to our slides really quick. And actually, the next thing I wanted to show you guys was our business and management library guide. Again, this was made for faculty, staff, students in the business and management college, the College of Business Management, right? We made this for you with robust information to help you succeed. So please utilize this if it's helpful for you. Again, that URL, if you just want to go directly to it, is library.park.edu/biz. And all of that, I'm going to put that link in the chat again. All of these links are available by just going to this Google Doc that I'm sharing a link to. I've linked to absolutely everything that I've talked about today. So this is a really robust list of links and resources. This library guide also has, how do I find company research? How do I find industry and market research, or, case studies or business research, et cetera. And then related guides. So if you're in a kind of a subset, if you're in economics, healthcare administration, human resources management, marketing, public administration, we do have guides for those ones as well. This is a really powerful tool. And, we also have resources for you to get help if you need it as you continue through your research. So right here we have our chat box, and this is a super great resource for our students because it's actually open 24/7. So if you are up at 2 a.m. trying to do some case study research, we've got your back. You can utilize this chat box and speak with a real librarian, not a bot, not someone who doesn't know what the heck they're talking about. This is a real librarian who can help you find that research that you're looking for. If you're not into that instant chat stuff, feel free to email us or give us a call. Your liaison librarian, or the librarian here that specializes in business and management, is actually Danielle Tice. She is our library director, and she's fantastic. And she is a wizard with Business Insights Global. She has lots of great tricks and tips and things that you can do with it. So if you have additional questions, once you're in your classroom setting, feel free to reach out to her or me. Both of us can answer your questions, but her contact information is listed here as well. Okay, that's it for me. I would love to take any questions that you guys have here. And I can walk through any other features that we have within those databases if there's something you're really have a burning question about. But if you just have general questions as well, please let me know. You can either unmute or raise your hand or put in the chat or whatever you want to do.
So, Camille, this is Jeff Ehrlich, and I really appreciate the tutorial you did today. This is excellent.
Great.
And I teach our 495 business, which is a capstone. We do a final project, which includes history, intro, SWOT, financials, and next step, which is all right there. Which I love. One of the problems we run into is that we don't have case studies that are, let's say, up to date.
Okay.
When a text is published, it's basically 5 years old by the time it hits a bookshelf.
Okay.
When I look at the case studies in here, can I query that case study based on an objective? In other words, here's what I want to know about international business. Can I do that and then it will pop up those case studies, or does it have that much of an advanced search?
That would be, I think, better suited for our Business Source Complete database. Let's take a look at it, shall we? This one should have that information. If we wanted to just kind of do a trial here, international business, and if we go to this, again, left-hand side where it says refine results, we should be able to go down to case. There isn't a case studies filter here, it doesn't look like, but we could pick a few different one of these, maybe SWOT analysis, maybe market research reports, or industry profiles. The cool thing about this is that you can go by subject and filter by subject. That might be the best way to kind of narrow to specifically what you're looking for. If there's anything in here that meets what you're looking for. If you still can't find what you're looking for, feel free to contact us, because we might be able to point you in the right direction. And feel free to, look through Business Insights, but I would assume, unless you're looking for a specific company, Business Source Complete is going to have more general case studies like that. If you're looking for a specific company, you can use Business Insights or Business.
That makes sense. Thank you very much.
Okay, good.
Yeah, that's very, very helpful.
Great. What other questions do you guys have?
Well, this is Donna. Thank you again for presenting. I think we saw this similar presentation in one other meeting, so this was a great reminder. But you also talked about files we can use. Right now I'm teaching a class that we're dumping files into Tableau, but I have to have the students go to the book publisher, and they can't always get there.
Okay.
I believe you shared that there are files that we can get to use in our classes.
Okay, I'm honestly not positive on that. I will admit that was probably something Danielle that shared with you. She's really the expert with those sorts of technical questions. So let me go ahead and put her email in the chat. And if you wanted to shoot her that question, she can definitely get you set up. And we could even meet and kind of walk through that if she determines like, oh yeah, I can show you how to do that X, Y, and Z. I'm not exactly sure about that program or the files that you're referring to. So I'd rather get you the right information than me be a little bit speculative and be like, oh, maybe it's this, you know, so.
Yeah, that makes sense. Thank you.
Perfect.
Thanks again.
Yeah.
One more question, if I may, Camille.
Absolutely.
What you just talked about is what I try to explain to our senior capstone students. They're a class or two from graduating. They're like I said, their final project is to do exactly what you talked about.
Yeah.
What's the possibility of a 10-minute, 8 or 10 minute overview from you that I can post out there to my classes, and then they can say, cool, I got it, instead of some guy like me who's going to take 3 hours to do what you just said in 10 minutes. So
absolutely. Yes, I would love to do that.
Okay, and we can talk further. I don't want to tie it up right now, but I'd love to talk with you further about that, or visit with you further about how we can do that, because I've got a ton of notes here on things that I'd like to see us do within the 495 class, and
yes,
the case studies.
Awesome.
Okay, great, good.
I just put my email in the chat, and if you want to shoot me an email about specifics, I could do that. If you guys meet synchronously, I could do that live, or I could do a video and send it to you, or we could do, you know, a learning object of some sort. I can show you some examples of what we've done. So shoot me an email with what you're looking for, and I would love to do something for you.
Well, that would be great. It would probably have to be a video, because we do have, because the military students that we have, they can be 15 hours different time difference on some things. So
totally makes sense, for sure.
Yeah, so that would be fantastic.
Great. Are there any other questions that we have here? I'll put my contact information up here. Again, that's my email and phone number. Feel free to contact me with any questions that you have, especially if you're watching this back and you're like, oh, I have a question. I wish I was there live to get it answered. I would love to meet with you or chat with you via phone or email to kind of clear up some of those questions. These are really, really powerful resources that we think as library staff are not always understood so that they could be utilized fully, right? Sometimes we just need someone to help us kind of say, oh, did you know that you can do X, Y, and Z in this database, for us to be like, oh, wow, I didn't know about this. So we would love to continue to partner with all of our faculty, staff, and students to make sure that they're aware that this is possible and that it's not as scary as it seems. I think that, you know, we're really comfortable with Pirate Search sometimes, and we're really comfortable with our, you know, EBSCO databases, but there's such great information, especially on our Business Global database, that can't be replicated in our EBSCO one. So please feel free to reach out to me, especially if you are watching this back later. And I would love to walk through any of this with you again, or assist or answer any questions that you have.
Yeah, you know, Camille, I think for myself is that for those of us that went through the whole dissertation process, is we get really comfortable with certain databases.
Yes.
And that goes back 20 years, you know, or whatever. And so this is a real eye opener that we can see other databases that probably have better material than obviously we did when like you said, EBSCO, and I mean, that's what everybody used. I mean, that's what we all did. So this is terrific. This is terrific. And I will just tell you, I've been at Park. This is my 11th year full-time faculty.
Great.
And this is the best description of how the library can work for us and for students. And I can't thank you enough for that.
Oh, thank you. That just made my heart soar.
Well,
thank you so much.
This is great. Thank you very, very much. This is a wonderful tool that we have. So thank you.
Great. Well, thank you all so much for being here and for listening along. Again, any questions you have, please reach out to me, but I'm here to support you. And I am so glad that we got to share this information today. Again, just as a reminder, this was recorded and it will be sent out to you, whether you were here today or if you just signed signed up or registered. The recording will be pushed out to you tomorrow afternoon. So be looking for that, as well as my contact information and all the resources that were available and provided today. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and feel free to contact me with any other questions you have.